Another very interesting and think most important witness in this regard is Maulvi Muhammad Hussain Batalvi, I mentioned earlier. He is the prime enemy after he claimed to be the Promised Messiah. He became his prime enemy. And he was a very highly revered person among the Ahle Hadith people, and his fame had spread far and wide. He knew Arab scholars and Muslims of great fame in Mecca and Medina and so on. This is the man we are talking about. When Hadhrat Masih IV wrote his first book in 1880, that was Brahine Ahmadiyya. First part was published in 1880, then second part in the same year, and the third part in 1882, and the fourth in 1884. Right? Now this man, Maulvi Muhammad Hussain Batalvi, which year is it when he wrote this? But in his own, when he wrote these books, this book in different volumes, commenting on these books in his own newspaper or magazine, which was named Ishaat Sunnah. It is volume 7th, page 169, 170. Now because yearly it was published under volumes, one volume, second volume, third volume, so they started counting the pages from the first to the end. So that is why it was a magazine, yet the number of pages is very big. Very big.
Year is 1884.
It was in 1884.
Yes, same year.
2 years after Hadhrat Masih Maud had already claimed to have been commissioned by God. Yet he had not claimed to be the Promised Messiah. So he tolerated up to that. And commenting on this book, he says, हमारी राय में ये किताब इस ज़माना में और मौजूदा हालात की नज़र से ऐसी किताब है जिसकी नज़ीर आज तक इस्लाम में तालीफ नहीं हुई और आइंदा की खबर नहीं. In our considered opinion, the book which is under review, his book Brahine Ahmadiyya, the like of it has never been published before, written by anybody. As far as the future is concerned, Allah knows best. But about the past we know. We are, scholarly people, we know.
Yes.
No book like this has ever been published before. La'allallahu yuzifu ba'da dhalika amra. If Allah, shows something, brings something about, he knows better. He said, इसका मौलिफ भी इस्लाम की माली और जानी, क़लमी, लिसानी, हाली, क़ाली नुसरत में ऐसा साबित कदम निकला है कि जिसकी नज़ीर पहले मुसलमानों में बहुत कम पाई गई. The author of this book, in his sacrifices for the sake of Islam, financial sacrifices, sacrifices in writing, sacrifices in speaking on behalf of Islam, sacrifices in his own person, the very life his style is lived. And to aid and support Islam, he's so foremost and so pronounced, so prominent among the Muslims of all ages that the like of him is very difficult to find in the entire history of Islam. These are the compliments.
Allah.
In the whole history of Islam, study, it's very difficult to find the equal to him. हमारे इन अल्फाज को कोई एशियाई मुबालगा समझे तो हमको कम से कम एक ऐसी किताब बता दे जिसमें जुमला फ़िरका है मुखालिफिन इस्लाम, खुसूसन आर्य अब्राहम समाज से इस जोर शोर से मुकाबला पाया जाता है. That if somebody takes our review to be a case of Asiatic exaggerations, Oriental exaggerations, our retort to that person would be, all right, bring a single book in which Islam has been so perfect, beautifully defended against all faiths, particularly against the Aryas and Brahmo Samajis, the Hindus of India, who were the predominant in India, and with such vigor and such vitality. And show us, bring the names to us of 3 or 4 stalwarts and warriors who fought the battles of Islam like he did. There is no Oriental exaggeration in that. He says it, I am a scholar of Islam, I know, I have an eye on the history of Islam, so I challenge you, bring forth 2 or 3 or 4, just a few, such people who defended Islam like he is defending, and a book like his book which has ever been published. Now this is not only a testimony, this was a challenge. And not a single person rose to accept this challenge and call his bluff if he took it to be a bluff. It's a very interesting statement. इसके अलावा हाल नुसरत का भी बीड़ा उठा लिया हो और मुखालिफीन इस्लाम और मुनकरीन ने इल्हाम के मुकाबला में मर्दाना तहज्जी के साथ ये दावा किया हो कि जिसको वजूद इल्हाम में शक हो वो हमारे पास आकर तजुर्बा और मुशाहिदा कर ले और इस तजुर्बा और मुशाहिदा का अक़वाम गैर को मज़ा भी चखा दिया हो. What a commitment he made at that time. He said it's not just the writing of the book. He challenged with great courage and outstanding force not only these religions, but those who were atheists, who did not believe in the existence of God. And he said, all right, come, if you do not believe in the existence of God and in the existence of revelations, come to me and look at me. I am the recipient of revelations. God has been speaking to me. And I can prove to you that my revelations are from God and they are right. He says he not only did this, he proved it to be the right thing. Imagine. Then this man, out of love of Christ, became his first enemy. Because he tolerated everything but did not tolerate any man who declared that Christ was dead. That was the only crime Muslim Maud committed in his eyes. It was unpardonable, unforgivable. And what about this ilham, this wahi which he had proved? That he was a man of God who received messages from God. What happened to that?
Yes, Hadhur, either he is liar here or liar there.
That's right.
And in both cases, we cannot accept it.
It's not acceptable. The first statement is acceptable because it is before the enmity.
Yes.
وَأَنُ الرَّضَى عَنْ كُلِّ إِعَابٍ كَلِيلَةٌ
Now,
كَمَا أَنَّ أَنَ السُّخْتِ تُبْدِي الْمَسَاوِيَةِ.
even
Before the an sukh, this is what he said. He might have exaggerated, but he proves, he raises this issue. Don't think I do it for love. Love always exaggerates. But here are the 2 reasons why I say it is not exaggeration.
what is the number of the page, Hadhur, please? 169?
169, 170.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Ashatu Sunnah.
Yes, sir. I have got this.
And Jild 7.
Yes.
The volume 7.
Yes, sir.
Published in 84.
Yes.
Published in 1984.
84.
1884.
Yes.
When he, Maulvi Muhammad Hassan Batalvi and the like of him, opposed him later on, you know what Hadhrat Mirza Sahib said in response? He said, فَقَدْ لَبِثُّ فِيكُمْ عُمَرًا مِنْ قَبْلِ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. The same verse, which was which you find in the Quran in defense of Hadhrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He used the same argument. He said, you are the people who stood witness to the entire life of more than 40 years of absolute righteousness and defense of Islam. Suddenly you say, I am the worst man? How could we accept your testimony now?